Hi guys, today I have a game for you in my Tier 10 Premium US Destroyer, the Summers. Now this thing's kind of been compared to, it's a US Shimakaze, and the only thing that these two really do have in common is, wall of skill, really. This thing gets glorious smoke, it still gets the nice floaty US shells, so I mean there is that. This is more torpedo than gunboat, to where I would say the gearing is more hybrid, even though it leans towards torpedo boat than guns. But the gearing, for the most part, most of the US DDs are, jack of all trades. This is leaning a little bit more heavily into purely torpedoes. It gets nice concealment, at 5.8. This is definitely not an AA destroyer, guys. Now, you may be asking yourself, why title this Mistakes Are Mistakes? Even if your mistakes net results, it's still a mistake. You just got lucky. Everyone loves to quote jingles with if it's stupid and it works. Is it stupid? Yes, it's stupid. Just because it's stupid and it worked doesn't mean it's not stupid. You got lucky. My initial game plan here was to skirt B, but I got spotted by the carrier. Hats off to that guy for putting a fighter, but he should have, not knowing what side things were going to be on. He can do, only so much. Now, I left my AA on. There was a mistake. I caught that mistake. But I stayed by the Des Moines. I stayed by a cruiser for AA support. Now, because of the sniffles, I sent one torp against where I think the Hiraguma is going to come, and I sent one set against the Kremlin in case he cut back. Now, I noticed he's not going to be able to make his turn, so I just need to send torpedoes, right behind these. I don't believe the first set would have or will connect. But the second set sent against the Kremlin should hit him. I failed to remember there was a Venezia over here, and I was spotted, and I stayed broadside. I was more worried for her Hiraguma in case that guy hit his torp reload to surprise me, but you know what? Is it really a mistake, or is it just a combination of the guy sent, you know, he sent feelers out there and actually got rewarded for it. Look, there comes more. I was spotted. He knew I was coming in here. He sent torpedoes where most destroyers would go and hide. And even I went to that area knowing that I was spotted. So if I would have kind of just stayed with the initial game plan of staying more towards the buoys, I would have been fine. But I really don't want to mess around with the Hiraguma. So I'm sending one set of torps, and at this point I'm thinking, okay, screw it. They can have it. We're capping A. Oh look, Hiraguma torps, and I get spotted. I am in no condition to fight this guy. I'm already below half health, and this guy's just gonna eat me alive with his guns. Sent preemptive torps and got rewarded. I'm not gonna say the skill. I knew he was gonna be coming out on his side because of RPF. I used RPF, that information to, my benefit. Now, if I would have sent all my torps, that would have been a big mistake. Now, I failed to see that the thunder was going around the other side of the island, and I'm going to hit the island, but I'm like, you know what, there's a smoke cloud. You know what, let's just let's just gamble with it.
Victory is in sight.
Let's hope. And it's like, man, my RPF is still pointing that way. I'm like, we still don't have A. Then I looked and realized several things. One, if you're paying attention to Cat, the carrier has been constantly DCing, the enemy carrier. So they're technically down 5 ships. Even though I'm personally not worried about a Richthofen for me, he can still spot me, and he's showing willingness to spot by dropping his fighters. So for the most part, they really are down 5 ships because of that. I don't understand why the shimmy didn't even try to cap A. I just, those guys could have moved on with their life so much faster. Now here's what I'm talking about. A mistake. This is, in my opinion, a huge mistake I make. I'm thinking, hey, the shimmy send the torps that way. Let me send all of my torps in there and possibly hit the DD. I should have sent one set and one set only and held on to 2. 2 sets is usually enough to kill most things. 1 set is just enough to kill a DD. But I send them all, and then I see shots from the Holland, and I honestly think, fuck. The carrier's over here. The Holland's coming towards me. There's no way I'm winning this gunfight. Great, and I have AP loaded for some reason. My smoke's not available. The guy's got, a heal, so he, in essence, has more health than me. He has somebody shooting at me with him, so he's got help while I haven't seen anyone else's shells come in. And I'm thinking to myself, did this guy put everything he had into being a torpedo boat? This is why in my Holland, guys, I go with basic fire training. I put a little into my guns. I never ever should have won that fight. And here comes my reward from my mistake. There's a Montana. 3 torpedo hits. That was a mistake. Those torpedoes, I've only should have sent 1. Now, I don't know what the Holland was doing because it looked like he really wasn't shooting as much as he should have, but I don't see any torpedoes coming from him. The carrier is coming over to bomb the Thunderer, but he's going to fly right over me, which is why I'm getting close to the island, because I want to get spotted at beyond the last second. Because in all honesty, this guy can kill me with his AP bombs. Overpentons are still going to be enough damage to kill me. Why send torpedoes when it's just, my guns are going to do it so much faster if my shells had any sort of velocity. No reason to send torpedoes there. Now I sent 1 set just like that, just in case this guy does something fishy because he is going towards an island. I do believe there was the Holland spotted shooting him. Maybe, maybe not. But this guy's in a crossfire. Now I turn my AA on because the planes are spotted. I need to shoot them down. But then I go with my guns on the Yamato. This Yamato is unfortunately in the middle of crossfire and cross torpedoes. Sorry for the cough, but there's not much he can do. He dodges the Holland set. He also needs to stay angled up against the Thunderer. He now knows the torpedoes from the Holland aren't going to affect him, and I'm sure he's now seeing my torpedoes. I get lucky that my torps hit where you should be aiming at a Yamato, known as the cheek, if you're a battleship to get citadels, which means no torpedo protection. So my torpedo pretty much did massive damage. And you know what? I mean, this is obviously clearly also a steamroll, guys, but I wanted to point out mistakes are still mistakes, even if you get rewarded for them. I only should have sent 1 set of torpedoes into that gap and held on to 2 to possibly catch the DD in a different situation. As soon as the Yami dies, game over. oh look, he died, it's game over. Now, I do hope you guys enjoyed this. I do hope you learned something from this. And remember, mistakes are still mistakes, even if rewarded. If it's stupid and it works, it's still fucking stupid. Like, I can't stress that enough. I hope everyone out there is doing well. I hope everyone's staying warm if you're in a colder environment, such as myself. I do appreciate all the support you guys do give me. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and have yourselves one heck of a great day.